What's going on, everyone? It's been about a day since Diablo 4 Early Access closed beta released. It released at 11 a.m. my local time, Central in America. And I've had a good amount of time playing the game, and I have some thoughts about it. A lot of it's really good, and I got a couple bad things. So Diablo is a game franchise I always loved. I want to make that clear because I'm not one of the people who bought the chicken sandwich and just to try Diablo 4. So I'm 37 years old. I played Diablo 1 when I was a kid. I played Diablo 2 as a teen, and then also into my 20s. And then I've played Diablo 3 since the day it came out, in my almost 30s. And still to this day, I played Diablo 3. So I was very excited for Diablo 4. I pre-purchased the game, the $100 one, the whole deal. So I plan on playing the game regardless, just because I love the game franchise, and I have a lot of faith in it, and I hope it goes really well. And so far it is. So let's start with the good. The first thing that sticks out is the art and the visuals and the environment in this game is amazing. It is stunning. There's so many little details. You can tell that Blizzard went way overboard with everything. Whoever's on the art team, really good job. This game is awesome. I also love that they gave some identity to the actual characters. So the character customization, when you go to create a new character, is very deep. You can change everything about your character. And then the other thing I really love about Diablo 4 is the way they changed the transmogs system from how it was in Diablo 3. So in Diablo 3, you would assign a transmog to an item, which will let you skin that item to look like any other item that you had found in the game. The problem with that system is that transmog was stuck on that one item. So if you swap that item out with a different one, then the appearance of your character would change. And sometimes this was okay, but a lot of times people wanted their character to look the same way all the time. And so when you upgrade your item, you had to go put the transmog back on. And to manage that, they have a little wardrobe station inside this little house here. It's a little wardrobe here. You click it, and then it shows you your character. You can pan around so you can look at all the detail, and there is a lot of detail in these characters. Everything down to even the stabs, the hair. There's so much detail. But to change the appearance of your character, all you gotta do is click the slot you want, and then pick the thing you want it to look like. And then you can choose from a bunch of colors, however you want it. And then when you save it, it's permanent for that slot. So even if you replaced, so if I apply a transmog to the chest armor here and I make it red, even if I put a different armor on later on, it's going to keep my appearance. And Blizzard is apparently calling this ensembles. So you can save your appearance in a given ensemble, and then you can reapply all of that to your character. And I love this system. I feel like this is way better than Diablo 3. Next thing I'm really happy about in Diablo 4 is how they took a bunch of inspiration from older Diablo games, all the way back to Diablo 2. The environment in Diablo 4 feels a lot like Diablo 2 in my opinion. It's definitely more like Diablo 2 than it is Diablo 3. Also, I'm pretty sure the potion sounds are directly from Diablo 2. It sounds exactly the same. And on that, I'm glad they brought back a normal potion system. Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 had potions that you would buy, you'd put them in a belt, and then you would use them. I'm glad that they went with just a single potion slot, kind of like Last Epoch or even Path of Exile, I suppose. But not the Diablo 3 version where you just had a potion that you could use an infinite number of times, but it had a cooldown. I never thought that was a good design. Another thing I like is the skill system. Now I can only speak to the skill system, I can't speak to the Paragon system because it's not out yet. In early access closed beta and also open beta, you can only get to level 25, so we don't know exactly how that's gonna fully pan out, but there's been enough trailers and videos and showing how the Paragon system is going to work to show that it should offer a lot more customization and fine-tuning of a build. In the 25 levels I was able to play, what I really ended up with was kind of like two skills that were very powerful. I put five into Fireball, 2 into there, 2 into Ice Armor with a specialization, and then I just kept coming down here, and the last point I put in was an ultimate skill. I didn't quite get down here because I can't reach the requisite level. Only level 25 is supported, but I do feel like the system is still going to push you into a specific build. I hope the Paragon system makes it a lot more diverse and makes the interactions between skills better and monsters. I think that'd be really great because they need to catch up to games like Path of Exile that has extremely wide build diversity with insane interactions, across every skill. So I'm really excited for this and I remain hopeful for it. Okay, now we have to talk about some of the bad, and it's really just two things, but it's really two big things. So the first is that I don't like the open world. Lost Ark did it. I played Lost Ark. It felt too big. It didn't feel like a good game. It was slow. There was a lot of talking, a lot of traveling. I didn't like it. Now, I do know mounts are coming in Diablo 4, so that should alleviate that a little bit. But the moment I logged into Diablo 4 and I saw this first town here, I immediately felt like I was playing Lost Ark. Now, this could be potentially something that I just have to get used to. Obviously, coming from Path of Exile or Diablo 3, this is nothing like that. You know, Diablo 4 is way more like Lost Ark than any other game. You know, but this is early access closed beta, so I'll withhold judgment entirely on it until I see the full thing in June, which I will be 100% playing. Okay, the second big thing that I'm having trouble getting over with Diablo 4 is that it just feels so slow. And again, this could just be a mismatch of expectations. I know when I played the last Epoch, which was slow and deliberate like Diablo 4 seems to be, I had a hard time getting engaged in that game just because it was so slow. So I am a Path of Exile player, I'm also a Diablo 3 player, and those two games are much faster, particularly Diablo 3. Like for instance, I can't imagine hearing somebody saying this is a Diablo 4 speed farming build, because I don't even imagine how that would happen. It doesn't seem like something that would even be possible. And obviously we haven't seen the whole game, so we don't even know what farming is even going to look like. It's probably going to be dungeons, but you know, how quick can you get those done? Can you go faster? You know, what's the loot going to look like? So there's just a lot we don't know about that, but right now I do know that the game feels very slow from the moment I played. Now, that doesn't mean that it isn't fun. It's definitely fun in the same way that last Epoch was fun, but it's not fast. And I do like fast games. I like them to be fast-paced. I like my ARPGs to, you know, go fast. I like flying through things. That's what I like in particular. And if this game is ultimately not that, I'll probably still enjoy it, but I'm gonna have to get used to it. It's not what I expected. Actually, let me rephrase that. It's exactly what I expected. I actually did expect Diablo 4 to be more slow and more deliberate, but I didn't think it was gonna be this bad. I also just realized you can sit down in the chairs. That's kind of a nice touch. So the last thing that's bad, and this is not a major thing, and frankly, it's probably not even going to be a big deal, is skill respecs. So the way they're doing it now, from what I can tell, and I'm still sort of confused, is the farther back in the line that you respec, it would seem the cheaper it is. So, you know, if you're respecing like skill 80, then that's going to cost more than skill 5. And I think that's what they meant. You know, Blizzard did come out and say, they said that early respecs are going to basically be free. And the farther down you get, it could be to the point where respecing is so expensive that you might as well level up another character. And I thought that was just bad design. That just doesn't make sense. You know, there should never come a time where the solution is to make a new character, but that's just my opinion. Because we can't level up all the way, and I don't know what the max level is, I think maybe it's 100. Because we can't level up all the way, we don't know exactly what it's going to cost. I do know at level 25, refunding 26 points, it would cost me 2,800 gold, which, as far as I'm concerned, is basically free. So that's good. These games, they need to have the ability to allow people to experiment with builds, especially in a new game. Last Epoch kind of suffered from this too. They had all the skills, but if you wanted to change them out, they basically all got down leveled and you had to go re-level them again. It was just more tedious than fun, and it didn't particularly add anything to the game. Overall though, I do like the game. None of these are showstoppers or deal breakers. I'm still going to play this game and I'm still going to love it, and I think a lot of people are going to, probably even the majority, but there are a couple things that I'm hung up on that I'm probably going to have to get used to, and a couple things that I hope they alter, such as the stuff involving respecs. But in the end, it is a gorgeous, stunning game in terms of art that's been in development for about 4 years, so they are on pretty strong foundation. On a side note, obviously the closed beta early access launch hasn't exactly been smooth. People have been getting a lot of disconnects, and they've been sitting in queue times that are, you know, sometimes 2 hours, 3 hours long. So this is not ideal, but this is in no way a reflection of the actual game. It's just, that's just what it is. You know, I expect at launch time that won't be an issue, and I'm not discrediting the game because of, you know, problems with their servers in an early access program. I'm going to put one more Diablo 4 video out probably next Saturday once I get a chance to play the Necromancer. Necromancer is my favorite class. It's the one I was most excited about. So when I saw that it wasn't in the early access closed beta, I chose Sorcerer instead. It's not typically the playstyle I like to do, so I had just an okay time, but I'm really excited for next Friday when I get to try out the Necromancer. I'll make another video then, kind of talking about that build as well and how I enjoyed it up to level 25. That's it for the video. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you out there in Sanctuary. Take care.